Y'all just happy seeing Elite Egg Roll 51 every year, huh? This
If
was
he
y'all
out here,
doing.
if he out here running hands with the best, hey,
Yeah, exactly.
is that not what happened with Indian Walker? I don't think we really knew who Indian Walker was, and his man wearing Capcom Cup with Ed.
That's like 1 out of 1,000 though. See, I've been waiting for the talk about this.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? This is just something I've been waiting to dive into. So let me go ahead and Birdman hand rub right quick. I feel like this is a situation of it's all fun until the rabbit got the gun. Like if we keep doing this World Warrior system, like let's just say every year we get in like 100 new players and stuff like that. Like realistically, how many of the do y'all think is gonna like turn into an Indian Walker? There's gonna be somebody that you really want to see, you really want to keep up with and stuff like that. And then let's just say like you do find like let's just say you find like 2 to 5 of them every year. Well, if we keep this same system, the same system that helped them get on is going to keep them out because it's going to be so focused on bringing in newer talent, bringing on newer talent, finding newer talent. Then you can find yourself being like people who are an elite talent, like Punk the God, Taquito, Daigo, and all these other names, who have to go through the LCQ. Only one person is going to make it. So it's like the more and more stars you make, the more and more stars you keep out, the more and more people that you find that you say like the people love them, they want to see them. You're not going to see them at Capcom Cup because the system is basically made to where like a lot of elite people are going to get kept out because it's so focused on like bringing in newer people. We talked about the point system. What the cons with that is like we said, it's more like an elite system. Like it's basically pay to play, you know. And I mean, and we know most of the tournaments are most likely going to be in the US. So I mean, if you're somebody that's just not close to the US or Japan, then it's like sucks for you. So, you know, I get it from the people who are like in Africa, you know, places in South America, you know, Middle East and stuff like that. It's not easy for them to get to these events. But it's like at the end of the day, it's not fair. It's not fair for the people who are established. And it's just like, hey, look, you only got 2 times for the like. If you're in Japan, all the people that's in Japan, we only taking 2 of y'all. It's like, how is that fair? Like all the people that's in America that's like elite players, we only go take 4 of y'all. Well, how is that fair to me? You know, comes with both. You know, we've talked about the ones with the point. We talked about the point system. What the cons with that is like we said, is more like an elite system. Like it's basically pay to play. You know, and I mean, and we know most of the tournaments are most likely going to be in the U.S. So I mean, if you're somebody that's just not close to the U.S. or Japan, then it's like sucks for you. So, you know, I get it from the people who are like in Africa, you know, places in South America, you know, Middle East and stuff like that. It's not easy for them to get to these events. But there's so many different avenues there's so many different avenues to where like you can get yourself on in today's age. It's not all about having to like, well, I didn't get to show up for Capcom Cup. Or I didn't get to show up for these. Like they went ahead and started trying to get their visa after they knew their spot was sealed for Capcom Cup. Another question I have though is like, do these Capcom Cups that we have in the current system, are they going to hold the same weight as the ones before? Because we know the ones before, prior to like, you know, the online system, it was all 100% guaranteed killers in that. I mean, it was like 50% Japan. So seeing Mena RD win the Capcom Cup that he won prior to like, you know, his first one, does it hold more weight than the ones that we're doing now, to where it's like we're basically getting rid of all the people that we know are super elite, and there are going to be some people that's mushed up in there that's not really that elite? Is it is it more of a cakewalk to get that title than it was in years prior?
It's the same, man.
It's the same, bro. What? You
Think
telling me those Capcom Cups that was 50% Japan killers is the same weight as the ones we seeing today?
You gotta think about it. What I say earlier. It's if you are those elite players, you're gonna weed out anybody that's not good. So it's if you have some random player that comes in there, he's not that great, he's gonna get knocked out immediately. So if we saying these punks and Daigos, they should have no problem beating somebody that's not up to snuff, right?
But it's
So
like they can't get in though. they can't get in for to even beat them because it's like it's only 2 people from each region can get in. I mean, think how many pros are in the East, in the West, and we only got 2 of y'all only coming from each one of these. Like they can't get in. And then you got to go through like a 320 man bracket LCQ where only one person is going to get in. It's like eventually some Joe Smo lows are going to get in into the Capcom Cup just based off default.
I mean, it sounds like it's very best similar to SBO. That's how that was, and that's a super hardcore event. It's like single elimination, and it's only like a few people that I think come from America, and they going over there. They fighting the best of the best. So it ain't like no whole team of America goes to SBO. It's like from what I remember, there was like a select few to go there, and like I said, I think it was like single elimination.
And I ain't trying to, and no disrespect to nobody. If you in the Capcom Cup, hey, if I picked up a controller against you, you free me. So I ain't trying, no disrespect. But come on, like we got Evo champions can't get in the Capcom Cup just based off circumstance. Like it's how is it fair to them? How is it fair to the fans that want to see the best of the best? And it's like we can say like, hey, if some of those people that's coming out in those areas, they might be great. Yes, some, but not all. Some, but not all. Those people that's playing in areas that, like in some other areas that we know, like a majority of the players that we know are the best are not in, they are getting basically spots in the Capcom Cup and then being put into the, like, with the groups. I mean, they're doing, I'm seeing people do group predictions of who they think is coming out of each group. And it's just like, they're seeing names in there that they're just like, all right, so we got, I'm just throwing out some random elite names. So we got Daigo, Takedo, Mina RD, and then Skip the Flip in this group. Ain't nobody even calling Skip the Flip name to come out. It's like, so it's like, it's more of a cakewalk for these people who are already in there. And it's like the people who couldn't get in are just sitting back like, man, this seemed like a free range to top 8 in Capcom Cup this year. So it's a difficult thing, man. It's just like we gonna have to meet somewhere in the middle.
So this is what I pose the question here: do we want things to only be fair for top players or just the overall competition? And second of all, what you just said,
if you make it fair for everybody, it's fair for nobody.
Wait, what? But like, okay, you just said the competition thing. Like, we'll skip the flip. Don't underestimate nobody. Don't look at that bracket and think because
flip is better than Dynamo.
That's hey, I don't care if I was in that position. I don't care who was in this bracket. If you played and got here, able to get here, I'm not taking nobody. Like, I'm not looking at this like, oh, I see Daigo. I'm like, oh, skip the flip. I wonder who was there. I'm like, I don't know who they play. I don't know how they play. I don't know how long they've been playing. That's actually like, you don't know. You go up there thinking like, oh, skip the flip. You just be like, oh, whatever. This dude freaking no round brown. You be like, wait, hold on, let's restart. Go back to the first man. No. He can skip. Like, you thought I want nobody, huh? Let's go, Daigo. He's like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know, man. I think that can lend
y'all
for some pretty
maybe over guarantee. Y'all like maybe.
Hey, man.
Or we can just go with the guarantee.
I don't know, man. Is it not fair though to just give everybody
every year?
But I mean, I'm not totally. I mean, if you put a gun in my head and made me choose, of course I'm going with the point system because at the end of the day, Capcom Cup, you want to see the best of the best. You want a great show. You want to be entertained because also you have to think about the fans too. Like, I mean, we're the reason why everybody's making money. If it wasn't for the fan base that actually takes their time on their money to invest in this stuff, nobody'd have a job. Nobody'd be successful. So it's like you want to make sure that they have a great viewing experience too. But I really think we have to meet somewhere in the middle. Probably like have the online qualifiers and stuff for areas that that people probably just aren't going to make it. But still allow majority of this stuff to still be like how people can travel and it's just like, hey, may the best man win. So I think we have to find a way to meet in the middle somewhere. Because another thing with this, another thing that came up with the whole online qualifiers for regions, how do you seed? That's why we ended up with all these killers in one bracket, and then you finna lose like 4 of them of elite players they can't even make it to the top 16 of Capcom Cup. Because how do you seed it? What do you just what Capcom just come out and just be honest and just be like, well, we got USA East versus the Middle East. America's obviously better, so they're a higher seed. They can't do that. They can't do it off regions. Now, before when you had the point system, you could see because it was based off points. It's like from highest to lowest. I mean, it was easy to do. But it's like now, it's like you can't see. Now they're leaving everything up to chance, just pulling balls, and then next thing you know, you have a situation where Menardi and Cabo are going against each other. The last Capcom Cup and the latest Evo champ are going against each other, all in the same bracket. Ending Walker, a prodigy, who people are trying to see him, come up and do some great things. He's in the same bracket, so it's like you see the cons that come up when you allow stuff like that to happen.
I mean,
Hey man, I'll say, go ahead, E.